What's going on, folks? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Run and Gun Podcast. I'm JPeeps,
And I'm Ace.
and tonight for you, we have another episode of the Run and Gun Podcast and everything. I know for a change, we don't have a guest. It seems like we've gone like 3 straight weeks with having a guest.
We were on a good run.
We were. Thankfully, we didn't with the delay that we took tonight to start. But nevertheless, of course, we got some good things for y'all tonight. Bam, you may have added the best quarterback in the FCS coming into this season, which is a big time game changer. I know Ace over here is pounding his head against the wall about the Saints.
That's how it was last week.
Would you say? You said you saw blood last week?
That's how it felt last week. And then, watching the Lightning have the same reaction, watching the Magic last night had the same reaction. Just keep pounding the head against the wall because it's rough out here.
It gets better. It gets better, man. It does. I personally, we'll talk about it later. I had my eyes set on someone else I thought that New Orleans was going to get, but again, we'll talk about it later. But also, too,
I got my eyes on 2026.
Yeah, at this point, might as well.
Got my eyes locked. It's all good. If it works out, it works out. If not, oh well. Yeah. So, anyways, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. We got a lot of stuff to talk about in the draft.
Yeah,
NBA playoffs are up on it now. What's up, Kylan? Panthers had a good draft. Got Bryce Young, a big old weapon right there with Ted McMillan. Now the number four is just horrible. No aura in that, but it's not Arch. My eyes are not on Arch Manning. It's actually number 2 quarterback from that class.
I'm curious to hear this now. Then
it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna get this show on the roll. So stay tuned on the other side of the intro. JP's run it.
Let's do it.
Hey, this is JP.
This is Ace.
This is Dalton.
And you are listening to
the Run and Gun Podcast.
So, as we proceed to give you what you need, I was waiting to see if Ace understood that reference.
When he's saying what you need?
No, I said as we proceed to give you what you need.
Oh, I don't get that one.
Yeah, no, that's an old one. But as we do begin
showing
tonight,
your age.
All right, now see.
Hey, you started it.
I did. It's okay. I found a great hair actually today too, so it's okay. Probably the oldest 28-year-old But
hey, think of it this way: you're only 2 years older than the Saints rookie quarterback.
Yeah, dang. You know what? That's sad. You know what? You know what? I would go in this. I'm not gonna do it.
We're not doing it yet. Let's talk about the other stuff first.
So shout out to the one HBCU draft that was taken in I think it was the 4th or 5th round. Shout out to Carson Vincent out of Alabama A&M for being the lone HBCU prospect off the board in this year's draft. Offensive lineman.
NFL was cheesing this year.
They were.
Time against anybody related to an HBCU.
which they were. That is so true. Oh my gosh. I guess we'll talk about that in the NFL too.
They wasn't even trying to hide it. That was the crazy part. They weren't even trying to hide it.
They really weren't. I was utterly, completely just shocked, to say the least, about how that was done. Also, too, you have the SWAC's two best corners were also taken as undrafted free agents. Both of them should have been drafted, considering they both immediately got phone calls right after the draft concluded. But
hey,
Kendall Bowler,
I've always said though, before we say who it is, it works out sometimes to go undrafted, gives you yet more money, and you come with a chip on your shoulder and you're a dog.
That's true.
And contract wise too, instead of a 4-year, you're a 3-year, and you can get paid a little earlier if you're really good.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, look at Marquise Bell. Basically got a 3-year deal this offseason and really didn't even really contribute like how I thought he should have contributed for Dallas.
This year he will. They got a plan for him.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
No.
I'm counting on it. I don't believe in anything in Dallas except for Marquise Bell this season, or going forward for that matter.
I'll say this though. Kendall Bowler with that cornerback room is going to learn so much. I don't think he makes the roster there, but I think he's going to go to another team and take what he learned in that offseason, that the mini camp, training camp, preseason, with the guys that are in that room, with that DB coach, that defensive coordinator. Yeah, he's going to come out so good. He's going to be a dog somewhere else. Because the Broncos got the best corner room, I should say, in the league. It's not even close.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not. I mean,
you're going to be learning from Surtain. You're going to get Jade Barron, too, who's a dog. Riley Moss, dog. And it's going to be a... Yeah, basically, I think he'll be practice squad, worst case, but I think he's going to learn so much. The fact that he got a call right after that draft, he's going to get somebody picking him up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think he will be on a 53-man roster come September.
I think so, too. I mean, I do hope he makes it in Denver, but again, I mean, hey, if he does get let go, I think he gets picked right back up somewhere else that's more heavy corner needed. So, I mean, where would that be? I don't know. But you have Minnesota out there, who I feel like they need a corner. I don't really I can't put my finger on who is a true lockdown corner in Minnesota right now. You have New England out there.
They got the man. Is Blackwood, I think it is. He was hurt last year. He didn't play. Their corner one was hurt early in last year. He tore his ACL, I think, training camp. Give me a second. I'll check his name while you keep talking. But I know he was their corner one.
And then the other guy is Robert McDaniel out of Jackson State, who, I mean, transferred in there from Alcorn State. But another player that, landed in a great situation, a defense that's going to be absolutely excellent this season coming up. They were excellent, made it all the way to the NFC Championship last year. So, I mean, what better room to learn from than the one you're walking into if you're Robert McDaniel?
Mekhi Blackman. That's who it is. And they still got Byron Murphy over there.
Oh, see. He could still go there for corner depth.
Blackman, his rookie year was really good. And Byron Murphy's still a dog.
Now, I will say, too, if you are Kendall Bowler and if you are Robert McDaniel, especially as corners that are going into the league, the best thing you can do right now as undrafted free agents is, show up early, 2 hours early, be the first one in the building, be the last one to leave, show that you belong, be there to every lift, every, board session, whatever it may be. And then also, too, be willing to contribute on special teams. That's how you can honestly make these rosters and show your worth. Special teams. If I'm not mistaken, Xavier Smith, what does he do for the most part? He returns kicks. He returns, primarily punts. He won a couple games just by putting the Rams in excellent field position last season.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he do for the Rams? Got the Rams all the way to the divisional round in the playoffs. So those little special teams plays here and there, that could be a game changer for you. It can.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my advice to Robert McDaniel and Kendall Bowler. Whether you got to return the kicks, cover them, this, that, and the other. Be a gunner. Do what you have to do to make this team, man. Do what you have to do.
Do anything they want you to do, pretty much.
Yeah. And then
And
also,
show them you
too,
want it.
yes, that part. And then also, too, you had a minicamp invite handed out to Herb Mulligan from Jackson State. I know Ace thinks he'll make the roster. For me, the jury's still out. That you're going to build off that. Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to build off that.
The audio cut.
Oh, my bad. Well, anyway, yeah. I mean, jury's still out on me with Herb Mulligan making the final 53 for the New York Giants.
Hey, now personality, you get that ego in check. Apparently, allegedly ego. Yeah. If you get that allegedly in check, that's probably, in my opinion, probably the most talented back in that room. I know they just got a guy, Cam Scatabo. You got Tyron Tracy. He had a good year last year.
Another
But
talented
Mulligan's a thumper that they desperately needed.
I agree. I'm actually looking at their running back room this year or from last season. Oh, well, yeah, I guess I'll say this year. Tyrone Tracy Jr., Devin Singletary, Cam Scattaboo, Eric Gray, Dante Miller. That's their 5 running backs on roster now.
Yeah.
Devin Singletary, I think
he
can make the team. Yeah, I think Eric Gray, Dante Miller, I think those are the 2 that probably won't make it. But Scattaboo, Devin Singletary, Tyrone Tracy Jr., I think those 3 make it.
I don't even think Singletary making it.
Really?
Singletary, he might be like one of those vet cuts, you know what I mean?
Possibly.
If anything, they run Tracy, Scatabo, and Singletary and cut Mulligan. I can see that also. And then Mulligan gets picked up by somebody.
Yeah, or even the CFL probably too, or the UFL, which I think a lot of guys are headed there. But I will say also, let's answer this question. Who was snubbed of a draft pick or undrafted free agency tag from the HBCU realm? Right off the bat, I'm going to say, I felt like, and I said this on Fang Exchange, which, by the way, shout out to Fang Exchange, because they had me on before the draft, and luck be a lady, we were talking about Jacksonville trading up in place for the Browns, and I'll be doggone, Jacksonville traded up to second and got Travis Hunter. So I hit that one right on the dot. I should have bet the money line on that one.
Hey, that man was so happy he wasn't going Cleveland.
Dude, hey, I'd rather be in Duval than Cleveland.
His teammate went Cleveland instead, but
no.
If Cleveland kept Travis Hunter, they could have had the 2 of them together. But hindsight 50-50. Now,
I will say the 2 players I'm surprised about that did not get selected at all from what I know, at least right now. Jamar Gassett, Jeremiah Pruitt. 2 guys I'm surprised did not get even minicamp invites or even undrafted free agency calls. I'm actually very surprised about that.
I can say that. I can agree with that one.
This is another one too that I'm surprised didn't get the call either. And Collins, right? Elijah Williams. That one I'm shocked. Oh, he got a
minicamp. Okay. They don't guarantee roster spots for training camp.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I'm glad he got
good. You can get a spot.
I thought for sure he probably would have got drafted too. Because that's the thing. The linemen more than anything out of the HBCU world surprised me when they don't get selected. Honestly, I know you got to be that type of dude, like Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie was from Tennessee State, to get selected. But the linebacker types, those are the ones that I'm always for certain. I'm they're gonna fly off the board first. Wait, bring that one back. That last one that was just up.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Wait, hold on. Yeah, no, he's right. Yeah, Colin, you're right. Yeah, no, yeah, you did, but then it went away. But yeah, Colin, you're right, man. I was shocked by that. I figured, Pruitt would have gotten an undrafted free agency call. I thought Gassett probably would have gotten like a mini camp invite, but neither one got called. I'm not sure if either one got even got picked up in the Canadian Football League draft, which is a stunner as well. But I mean, UFL may take both of them. We'll see. I'm just dang.
UFL is basically an NFL tryout by itself.
It is. And the thing about it is I feel like, and I'm gonna go on record for saying it now because I've said it in other talking spaces. I felt like Jeremiah Pruitt was not utilized properly this past season, and I think that kind of held him back. Because I feel like if he'd had the season that I thought he was capable of having, I think that he would have gotten the Senior Bowl invite. I think if Willie Simmons had still been in Tallahassee this year, Willie Simmons would have utilized Pruitt as the more athletic tight end out of all three of the tight ends that FAMU had. To the fullest extent, he would have had more targets. He would have had more yards. Because, again, as we saw when he did make plays this season, they were impact plays. They were game-changing plays. They were touchdowns. So, for him to be hampered the way he was, and then, for the change to come when it did, I think it was too little too late for him. Gassett, on the other hand, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say there. I mean, I thought he had enough talent. There might have been the height. I know he had a local tryout or local pro day with the Bucks, but again, we've heard nothing unless anybody else has heard something. We haven't. But those are two guys I'm shocked at.
Yeah. Gotta keep in mind
Now,
like,
Ace, my dear Ace,
mini
I'm going
camp.
to. Why won't this go away?
Hmm?
Oh, there we go. Say again.
No, I was saying I was talking about how the UFL's a tryout. Like you got guys they'll do good in the UFL and they get spots in training camp.
Oh yes. Very true. Yeah. Now, the other thing too is FAMU landed a pretty interesting quarterback earlier this week, or I think it was Sunday. So, yeah, it was like Sunday. So Fordham's quarterback CJ Montez, who was initially committed to Kent State, backed out of his commitment to Kent State, has now committed to FAMU. 27 TDs in the last 2 seasons in the FCS, 1 interception, all total. Quite impressive. He missed all of last year due to an injury. From what we've heard, the injury, he's gotten past that. Rehab's going well. He's ready to go. So, my dear Ace, I'm going to pose this one to you. Does CJ Montez automatically give FAMU the best offense in the SWAC?
The man better be in the lab 24/7 the entire summer because he already missed spring ball. You're coming in. If you're expecting to be the starter, you need to learn playbook, get chemistry with all your wide receivers, be ready before training camp starts, basically, for them before they play, I believe, week 0 in the Orange Blossom Classic. But otherwise, if you get all that straight, then you're good. You're good if you can do that. And I will proceed to improve my my record predictions come August if he can do all that.
Yeah. Now,
because the talent's undeniable. It's just you got a lot of stuff you got to learn in a short amount of time since you already missed spring ball.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think part of the reason too is I think Kobe Gross had a little bit of a role in helping him get because they're both California guys. Kobe Gross, about probably 20 minutes after this commitment came in, basically said, you know what, hey, I'm running it back. Told Coach Colsey the same thing. There's a tight end from NC Central also coming in as well. So, dude, I'm excited. I'm trying to figure out what was his name. Oh man, I thought I had his name. I lost it. Didn't have it.
Nobody ever thought Daniel Richardson was actually going to be good in my opinion, but that's whatever. I wasn't a big fan of him.
Yeah, no. Where is that? Is that short? Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I try not to talk about people's children on this app unless we're talking about Junior Muratovich. But man, he was good at certain points. Oh, I got you, Ace. I see your thing. Yeah, he was good at certain points, but it's like when you look back at the numbers, it's like he averaged 1 turnover a game, and you can't do that. And that I do think that you're going to see a more consistent deep ball than you've seen the last 2 seasons with CJ Montez. I mean, heck, look at these numbers. The last 25 seasons, 1999 to present day, maximum 150 attempts, FCS lowest interception rate. He's literally right there with Taylor Heineke and just below Ryan Fitzpatrick, but he's got more attempts, which that's incredible. 376 attempts, and you've only thrown 1 interception. 0.3 interception percentage. And this kid can run, but he's more, from looking at his tape, more so a pure pocket passer.
He's like, how do I say this? He's more of a look to throw but can run.
Yeah. Oh yes. Which also leads me to believe this guy knows how to look off defenders. He knows how to move defenses. He knows how to, he knows how to do all that. And real quick, I actually want to look something up real quick. I want to look at Fordham's 2023 schedule and look at who they played, because regardless of what people say, the conference that Fordham plays in, I'm sure is probably stronger than the SWAC. I'm not even going to mince words with that. I mean, granted, Fordham,
I think it is.
It is. Actually, and it's crazy. Looking at his Fordham went in 2023, Fordham went 6-5. And the fact that he's threw 26 touchdowns and 1 interception on a 6-5 team. But it's like every game you look at, every game that they won, they scored 40 points, except for 1 game. This kid can sling it. And they beat University of Buffalo.
Which is not easy. That was good.
It's an FBS squad. They beat an FCS team. FBS team. They beat an FBS team on the road. But all these games that they lost close. And my God, we're talking like 3-4 points outside of, they were all 1-possession games outside of 1 game. And it was at the University of Albany.
Like I said, the bar for Daniel Richardson to CJ Montez is low as hell. It's low as hell. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Troy's right as well.
I'm gonna say this: if he can get everything down by August, yeah, I can see FAMU's winning the SWAC. I can see it.
Yeah. No,
even with the defensive issues, because I thought it was gonna be we're gonna have a new quarterback who really wasn't that great in his old squad, or junior gonna be your quarterback. Nah, we good now.
Honestly,
we good now.
I think in the two games that he played in, seven's not starting, dude. I think even if something were to, knock on wood, God forbid, happen to CJ Montez, I don't think 7 even sees the field. I think at that point you see Tyler Jefferson or you see Bryson Martin. And honestly, if I'm Tyler Jefferson with my eligibility left still, I'm not being discouraged by this. I'm learning what I can and I'm sticking around, because there's a lot of talent that's going to be brought in around you still. And then the thing is, when CJ Montez leaves, if you're Tyler Jefferson, people are going to be saying, FAMU doesn't have a quarterback, this, that, and the other. And then your response, if you're Tyler Jefferson, needs to be, well, shit, I'll show you. That needs to be the mindset. But, hey, let people talk, let people assume this, that, and the other. Let them think FAMU doesn't have a quarterback for now. Let them talk like that. We'll see come week 1 in the Orange Blossom Classic. Because the one thing that works for FAMU is, when I went back and looked, Howard lost a lot of players in the secondary. Kenny Gallup Jr., who was another NFL draft diamond that I'm surprised didn't get picked up. A couple other corners, safeties. They lost a lot from that Celebration Bowl team that came back and played in 2024. They lost a lot of stuff. So it wouldn't shock me if CJ Montez came out the gate swinging.
I agree with this.
The fences. And he is. And that's why I'm saying he does not need to transfer out. He needs to just stick around. He really should. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and go over to the NFL and talk about what I know Ace wanted to talk about tonight.
Oh Lord!
How dirty they did his boy Shador, and the nerve of his Saints to take Tyler Shuck.
Well, it's gonna be really getting him up. Anyways, all right. So the Lightning. How do I say this nicely? Not the Lightning. God, my brain's on the Lightning game. My apologies. The other team that pisses me off on a day-to-day basis, the New Orleans Saints. All right. How do we say this nicely?
This I agree
Kellen
with too.
Moore wanted his guy, according to sources. It was a Kellen Moore pick. Jeff Ireland and the rest of the scouting department, those guys who were in charge of scouting, wanted Jalen Milroe, actually.
That's what I thought they were going to get.
Kellen Moore overrided them and wanted Tyler Shuck. Because he saw the combine. And he said, oh, wow, he's 6'4" and he can run 4.69, except he has 19 rushing yards in college. Anyways, all right. So his PR is 1,000 times better than Derek Carr. I will give him that. Derek Carr's PR is terrible, but Tyler Shuck knows. How do I say this? I told Trey this, but I was kind of joking about it, but it is kind of true. When you're in college 7 years, you're already thinking about, all right, I'm getting ready for my accounting job. I'm getting ready to nail these interviews. I'm going to get a job, like all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he nailed his interviews in the draft process. I wonder why.
Are we doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Point. I'm still on the same page, guys. Keep going.
Yeah, we're still on the same page. And so you watch his tape, man. They don't mention that Clemson game at all. They keep saying, "Oh, he battled Cam Ward." You would have never guessed who was the number one pick when you watched that Miami game. My friends, Miami's defense was atrocious. I saw a Byron Brown who was terrible. Byron Brown, USF-led team, was down like a single score. They were right in that game until Byron Brown got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be real. That team, the defense is not very good. FAMU was moving the ball. They just couldn't score touchdowns. And that's an FCS way bigger talent difference school. So you got to factor all these things in too when you're watching. It's like, okay, well, Shuck played thing, but you have it where that's his only game where he actually played well. Notre Dame, he had moments, but it's like you weren't that great. You still lost big time. And then you go Clemson. You look at that Clemson game, man. It's bad. Man, they sleeping on him. They're sleeping on my boy.
Yeah, so that's why I brought this up. So a lot of people, they've already rolled out with the way too early mock drafts. So basically,
I'm telling
you,
there's a guy.
This is a slap in the face to Shador. This is a slap in the face to, everything that the Giants just did. Because I'm telling you now, the Giants, unless that's a trade, if the Giants are picking 3 again or top 5 again, Joe Shane's got to go. He has to go.
It's not coming out next year. Yeah, I don't think he comes out next season, to be honest with you. I don't think he is. Now, I don't think the other guy who I'm thinking about might come out either next year. He played a couple games at UCLA his freshman year. He was actually rated higher coming out of high school than Arch Manning was. He played good at UCLA. He had ups and downs like any true freshman would. He has a wicked release, man. You watch that arm come off. That is 1,000 times better arm talent than anybody in this class. He's got the legs, got the size. Look up Arch Manning's high school recruiting class and look who is number 2.
Are you talking about Ethan?
You got the arm, you got the legs.
Ethan Garbers?
Huh?
You talking about Ethan Garbers?
No.
Let's see. Arch Manning. You said his QB class?
Same class, same high school class.
Okay.
He's got that. He's going to be leading Oregon this upcoming season. He will good into the spring games. Got the size. Oregon's a QB power. Like, they got a squad there. He runs that joint. There's a very legitimate case. You see Mr. Dante Moore coming out top 5 next season.
Okay. Well, see, because I couldn't.
I would have just told you it's Dante Moore. I milked that all the way out.
I'm gonna be real with you. I tried to Google that. I could not find that. But okay, I see. I see now. Dante Moore. Got it. Okay.
He's in my opinion, I think he's better than Arch Manning by a mile. Like, the same things they knocked Shedeur about, like, oh, the family, you think this, blah, blah, blah. Arch Manning ain't do squat, and his family, if his last name wasn't Manning, he was not being, they wouldn't have forced Quinn Ewers out like how they did.
Yeah, no, that's true. Now, I will say, looking at clips of him in practice at Texas, he is throwing the ball with a lot more confidence, especially like, corner routes, post routes. He's throwing the deep ball with a lot more confidence than he was this past season, which, I mean, granted, he was getting his feet wet. And like I told everyone on Bang Exchange, you can't throw a quarterback in the third quarter against a hot Georgia defense and expect him to do anything, especially a true freshman. Like, let's be real there. But I
will say also, I'll say also this. When Norris Sellers and Jim, I think his name is Jim Levitt, but Levitt from Arizona State, and when Norris Sellers, Dante Moore, 3 guys. You got Cade Klubnik, Drew Aller, depending on how their seasons go. 4 guys, 5 guys, I can easily see being first-round picks. And if Arch Manning comes out, that's 6 guys. Yeah. So, Tyler Shuck, there's been reports, I got people who have told me they're viewing this as a bridge until the quarterback classes are really good. Because this year's quarterback class was kind of meh. And they couldn't get Cam Ward, which is who they wanted. That was like Cam Ward was the 5-star, and then they had Shuck and Shedeur and Milroe in the same kind of range. But Moore preferred Shuck over the other 2. Do with that information what you want.
Which is crazy.
I don't understand why, when you watch the games, like Jalen Milroe, when the lights were brightest, showed up compared to both guys, the other 2 guys. Like Shedeur, his issue, he couldn't win big games. Neither can Tyler Shuck. Yeah. Milroe showed up. He played down to his competition. That was, I think, my biggest issue with Milroe.
Yeah.
But Arch 6'3", 210. Same thing with Troy, do me a favor and look up Dante Moore's measurables. I believe he's like around the same measurable size. He just looks slimmer.
Dante Moore's 6'3", 210.
Oh, so Dante Moore's 6'3", 210. Then I don't know what Arch is. I think Arch is like pretty similar.
Let's see. Arch Manning is 6'4", 225.
I wasn't that far off. Yeah, it's just like a little bit different. I think Moore, he's gonna put on a little weight. I think he'll be good. He gives me like the Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud type vibes on his build. Like, in the pocket, good, but then he has the ability to get out and move when needed. And he can layer the ball. That's my thing with him. But Kellen Moore, you saying year 3, but if Tyler Shuck comes out, like, he's winning the fan base over right now, saying the right things, like a typical accountant and sales guy is supposed to, like when they're getting ready for their jobs in life, not in the NFL. Knows how to sell somebody, doing a great job with the PR, nothing wrong with that. When the games come on, and if this man is not good this rookie year, he's done by next season. He might go Josh Rosen 1 and done.
Yeah, no, he might.
Because you're 26, your room for growth is not available at your age.
Now, if they're going to give him 3 years, like Troy's saying, if they do, that means if this year doesn't work,
he's going to get 2 years, 3 years. He will get 2 to 3 years. Same as Dennis Allen.
Yeah, you got to hit on somebody next year if this one falters. Which if Ace is thinking like I'm thinking, I think this is going to falter. So I mean, you got to hit on the next one for sure. But you also have to be patient with him if it's a rookie. But if it's like a free agent or something that you bring in, which I don't know who would be available for
I
next
don't I
season.
don't think it'll be a free agent. I think it will be draft. It's just I'm saying Tyler Shuck doesn't get that benefit of time because his age. The
Rightfully
man's
so.
played 20 college games at 26. He's stayed in college 7 years and only played 20 games. The man lost his starting job to Anthony Brown.
Let's see. So he got eligibility from COVID, probably a medical red shirt.
2 medical red shirts. He broke his leg and collarbone.
Oh, so he probably got what, 2 medical red shirts? Oh, jeez, no wonder.
Yeah,
it's freaking crazy.
Yeah, 2 medical red shirts and COVID.
I know, it's wild. It's like you do something, well, some freakish accident happens, and then you get red shirts left and right. They might as well just keep granting guys an extra year just so they can collect this NIL money. But nevertheless, also too, we did witness something that was interesting, and I want to pose this one now for the floor. Did the NFL try to send a message to Shedeur Sanders? I think we all know the answer to this one.
Yeah. They tried. Yeah. You know the saddest thing? They literally let the Mannings do the exact same thing Deion tried doing for his son, and they praised the Mannings for doing it for Eli, but they ridiculed Deion for doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's.
But I will say this: it gives Shedeur a tremendous chip on his shoulder, and it allows him to say, puts a target on Dylan Gabriel's back for sure, because Shedeur's going to come into that building and is like, you drafted this dude over me?
Yeah, that's what it does. You're correct. Because the way I'm looking at it is, all right, you got Deshaun Watson in that room, you got Kenny Pickett in the room, Joe Flacco, who's ready to retire. He's probably saying, please let me retire at this point. And then you got Dylan Gabriel and you got Shedeur. I'm telling you now, Deshaun Watson will not be available this season. He's probably going to be deactivated, but still on payroll for the franchise. He ain't playing this year. Kenny Pickett may not make the team, I don't think. Joe Flacco is going to have to mentor and pull.
I think if there's an injury, I think Kenny Pickett goes to whoever gets injured.
I can see it. But yeah, Joe Flacco's got to hold both Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur's hand through this whole season and try to keep
Kevin Stefanski is going to be on the hot seat too. So are you going to really try to bet your job on Joe Flacco at 38, 39? Yeah.
Super old. Like Deion said, he's as old as me. So, I mean, it's a good person to learn from because you got a Super Bowl winning quarterback that, was in the same building with, Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and, not Ray Rice, but Jacoby Jones and Anquan Bolden and stuff. So, I mean, you do have a guy that's been around talented players, been in a good franchise, won a Super Bowl before, knows what it takes to get there. So Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur can feed off of that. Now, again, Joe Flacco's got his work cut out for him, whether he wants to start and play or not, because he's going to have to coach from the sideline just as hard. But I'm rooting for Shedeur. I think by about maybe week 5, week 6, I think Shedeur can take over the reins and probably start. Now, will he be the answer?
I'll say.
I don't know.
Shedeur might be playing by week 6.
Yeah, see, I could see it. Week 5, week 6, it's a possibility. I think he might do those 4 years and get out of there, though. I don't think that's where he really, truly wants to be. Unless he just raises Cleveland from the ashes and is just like, you know what? The CD's received me well. I'll stick around.
Hey, if you go into Cleveland and you do well, like you're a legend immediately.
Oh, I'm telling you, hey,
it's like they're the most ripe team. If you want to build your own legacy, go to Cleveland and do what nobody has done.
Well, hey, think about it like this:
you got a defense. The defense is a squad. You just get him a wide receiver next to Judy. You got an elite running back rookie duo with Judkins and Sampson.
They got what's his name? Oh yeah, they do have Judkins as well.
And Jerome
Christopher
Ford, I
Morris.
think, is still there. Like those are three dogs right there. You got
High
Njoku and
school.
you got Harold Fannin, who I'm a big fan of. That's tight end set. You got Jerry Jeudy. All you need is another wide receiver. Elijah Moore just left, but you got the guy from Oklahoma. He had some moments last year. Remember with Jameis? I forgot his name though. You know what I'm talking about? That big wide receiver who was making plays when Jameis.
Let's see. Browns.
I forgot his name. Anyways, you got him. You got Jeudy. There's a couple wide receivers out there. They could sign a Keenan Allen. You could sign
You talking about
there's a
Michael
couple
Wood?
guys out. Michael Woods, yeah, I think that might actually be his name. He had some moments with Jameis there. He looked like a guy you can use. You got Jamari Trash, who's an intermediate short guy. You can use him.
Wait, is his name really Jamari Trash, or are you just like?
I think his name is actually Jamari Trash.
Oh my god. Sheesh. But yeah, man. I mean, look, hey, if Shador can take Cleveland to the playoffs for probably 3 straight years,
That's a legacy right there.
Hey, they might retire his jersey. So hey, we'll see what happens. The other one too here is before we get into the final topic, before we move on.
So what are we? Oh, we're not going to talk about the Bucks moves. Steelers, yeah, they're going to.
Get to that.
The Steelers are betting their whole season on Will Howard and Mason Rudolph. Nah, it's got to be. I like even then basing your whole season on Aaron Rodgers at 40 something. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about all that.
Risky, it is super risky to do this. I think
honestly, a case can be made that Pittsburgh is the worst team in the AFC North, and not Cleveland.
Yes, actually,
I think Cleveland, if you can get competent quarterback play, doesn't turn the football over, makes sound plays, either it's Joe Flacco or it's Shadur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel, hell, Kenny Pickett, I don't know who it is. If you get that from the quarterback position, that's a 6, 7, 8, 9 win team right there. 6 to 9 win team right there. Because you got Myles Garrett, you got Mason Taylor, you got Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, Grant Delpit's still there. Like, that's a squad in Cleveland. Like, we literally just saw Joe Flacco give competent quarterback play and get him to the playoffs with Kevin Stefanski. Like, it's not impossible for Cleveland to be good. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, they made some moves. You got DK and George Pickens, but if you're betting on Aaron Rodgers, like, I mean, I ain't even know about all that. And Arthur Smith compared to Kevin Stefanski offenses, like, not even comparable.
And this is
we know Mike Tomlin's teams have been making some very questionable decisions the last couple of years at personnel quarterback position.
This is where life comes full circle right here, because this has the opportunity to be a full circle moment where let's say Cleveland, 5 years from now, it actually does work out with Shador. And then all of a sudden now you're in the AFC North. Guess who you play twice a year? The team that passed up on you over and over and over and over again, that chose an aging Aaron Rodgers that is probably only good for 1 year and truthfully needs to retire. He does not need to play another 5. Now you're stuck with a rotating door of quarterbacks in Pittsburgh. Well, Cleveland has a quarterback, and Cleveland is probably going to beat you with the same kid you passed up 5 times, probably more. Full circle moment. And Mike Tomlin is sitting there thinking, dang, I could have had that kid. And I had that kid in my building.
No. You know, even more. Anyways,
it's over.
Yeah, so yeah, the lightning just annoy me, like I said. I'm not even gotten into hot topics yet. But now I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, you were saying about Aaron Rodgers.
What would be more funny is if the Jets and the Browns are good with Fields and Shadur.
Oh yes. Oh my God, yes.
It would be an indictment on Mike Tomlin if Justin Fields has a career year with New York, gets a long-term deal, is the franchise guy, and Shedeur is actually good with Cleveland. That would be the ultimate indictment to Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, and that's why I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for Justin Fields with Aaron Glenn this year. I'm rooting for Shedeur in Cleveland. I think Kevin Stefanski still gets fired, but I'm rooting for Shedeur to put up some good numbers. Honestly, he's going to struggle. He's going to have his rookie moments and stuff, but I'm rooting for him to have somewhat of a good season and then come back the season following and having an even better year. Now we can talk about the Bucs. But, well, first, yes, the Falcons were fined through $250,000. Their defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich fined $100K for leaking Shedeur's phone number, and also apparently Tyler Warren got a prank call as well.
And Abdul Carter got it.
Oh, Abdul Carter got one too?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
That's just sad. Anyways,
Really
people keep talking about Jeff Ulbrich's son. Like, I want to know who's the one who actually made that phone call. That's even worse, in my opinion. I want to know who did that shit.
One of his frat buddies, which you could see his son in the background, like.
No, I know his son is involved, but I want to know who the frat buddy is. Like, he shouldn't be staying hidden too.
That part, I would have exposed him too. That's what I would say.
I'm surprised people haven't doxed him yet.
I know, yeah, for real.
The Bucs were trolling. I like the Bucs. People hating on the Bucs decisions. I kind of actually like them.
I do too. I mean, I just wish they would have addressed linebacker, but this is the part right here that's like absolutely just incredibly insane.
You put Desmond Watson. You're gonna stash him on that 53-man roster, keep him inactive every game, but you're gonna put him in the weight room, put him on a diet. He's going to be nice and slim. You're going to keep him, basically redshirt him this season, get him in shape. You put him next to Vita Vea next year at like 350. Like,
realistically speaking,
that's just nasty. Kalijah Cansey, Logan Hall, that's just a rotation right there. I don't want to mess with that.
Dude, that's scary. This is the answer.
I was surprised he went undrafted though. I thought somebody would have took him.
I thought so too. Honestly, if I'm being real, I thought Philadelphia was going to try to be funny and like kind of slap everybody in the face in the league and take him at 32. But I mean,
Philadelphia is a team. They take best player available. They don't care, and their best players available are always good.
That's true. I mean, heck, they got Jahad Campbell. They don't even have to rush him on the field. Which is very scary as you think about it. But I mean, yeah, Desmond Watson. 464 pounds, 6'4", and then Tez Johnson, who's not 154, he's 164. The Bucs have the lightest and the heaviest players in NFL history.
I'm very not confused, but I'm very curious to see how the Bucs wide receiver room works out over the next 3 years. Whether the Emeka pick is because they don't think Godwin is the same Godwin he was. Which is very plausible, because we just saw Jordan Travis retire from his broken leg. So if Emeka is the Godwin replacement, that's no dip in production from Godwin to Emeka. And then you got Tez, you got McMillan, you got Mike Evans, and you went and got what's that guy's name from Colorado?
Oh my gosh. Let's see.
They got him too.
Well, they got Shiloh. They did get Shiloh.
They got Shiloh, but they got a big wide receiver too from Colorado.
Let me see. I'm trying to see. So the Bucs, for their undrafted free agents, they took from Colorado, Will Shepherd.
Will Shepherd, yeah, that's the name.
Mike Evans is apparently Shepherd's mentor, so that's why they took him.
Sure. I will say I'm very curious to see how long Mike Evans still plays at the level he is. Godwin, with his injuries, I want to see how long he lasts, because the Bucs, they're just rolling it out, ready to go. The secondary now, the Bucs are going to be like They're both going to be like, how do I say this? But like how the Bengals are, all offense, no defense. That's basically what the Bucs are trying to do.
And see, this is what bothers me. I mean, yeah, I'm glad they got two capable corners.
Did they get any running backs?
They didn't need to because you got Sean Tucker.
So they're going to just roll. They're going to roll Bucky Irving, Rashad White back again.
Yeah, Buck, Tuck, and White is what they're.
I'm very interested about that because I really thought they would have got Rashad White's replacement.
I thought so too. I mean, really, I thought they were going to address linebacker at some point in this draft, but I mean, they addressed outside linebacker, which was still pretty good. And to answer the question regarding, this first, I think it'll be very explosive. I think, they were already averaging like 30, 40 points a game. Possibility they may top that with all the weapons they have if they do it right. Baker's already gotten Emike Mbuka's number. But to answer the question regarding Chris Godwin, I'm going to go ahead and share this video for y'all and let Jason Light answer it.
Yeah, Jason, just curious. I assume everything is good with Chris Godwin considering you guys re-signed him, but obviously he has that brutal, ankle injury and had to have surgery immediately, missed the rest of the season. What's his progress been like? And is there any part of drafting Emeka Egbuka because you don't know if Chris is going to be available at the start of the season, or is that one of those things where it's just like, hey, the more weapons we can get for Baker, the better?
It's all about the weapons, and it was all about best player available there. Chris is on target where we thought he'd be. Chris, we're taking Chris we signed him in 3 years. 1 year is a long-term deal in the NFL, but 3 years, we're excited to have him this long. So this gives us some comfort that we can just make sure that he's rehabbing at a steady rate, that we're not rushing this. We're expecting him week one, but now we're not, not worried about trying to rush it too quickly because we've got another receiver that can step in. But that doesn't mean that we're not expecting him to be back week one, because we still are.
Now, if they get Chris Godwin back week one and then roll out with Emike, not to mention the fact that, you're sleeping on Jalen McMillan, who's also here. Dude, you talk about.
Are they just going to run 4 wide receivers, forget the tight end position, and just run 4 ones?
They have
4 wide receivers and just 1 running back and just spread everything out.
I mean, they have Kate Otten and Devin Culp, but I mean, you could do so much with this offense. I mean, you don't usually see quads very often in the NFL, but I mean, the Bucs might be the only team that may run a quads type look.
They literally got 4 wide receiver ones.
I know it's so well. Plus Tez Johnson, like it's.
But he's more of a gadget guy if you're going to use him, or in the return game.
He is, like dude. I couldn't tell you how they're going to probably run this. It's literally scary. This is like Alabama in 2020. I wouldn't even say it's a risk. I wouldn't even say it was a risk because it's like he follows up his injured seasons with productive seasons. Because think about it.
I will say I'm shocked Tyreek Hill didn't get traded. I feel like the Bucs wanted Shamar Stewart, and then when the Bengals took Shamar Stewart right before them, I feel like they just said, "All right, we're just gonna go and just take wide receiver right here since he's the best guy on the board."
Yeah, I thought so too. I was surprised by that, to be honest. Because Miami guy.
That was the most surprising pick to me in the first round.
Well, I shouldn't say Miami guy. He's a Dade County guy. He's from down south. And I was thinking, I was like, it's got to be an edge guy with the first pick. Or it's always somebody you least expect with Jason Light. And you never, I guess we didn't expect Emike Mbuka. So, who knew? But, yeah, I'm curious to see how it works. I'm surprised. I'm like you, though. I'm surprised Jalen Ramsey wasn't traded. Who was another one that they were using for trade capital. So, we'll see what happens with both of them before.
I'd still be shocked if Tyreek starts week 1 for the Dolphins.
Dude, the fact that he, have you seen that video of him?
Jalen Ramsey still has to get traded. Tyreek got to get traded.
They probably will at some point during training camp. they'll probably be like, I want out, I want out, I want out, and they'll get traded out. Tyreek Hill, though, I think has a lot of like personal issues. I think he needs to work on off the field, like when he held the baby nearly over the balcony and stuff in front of his girlfriend, and all the stuff that him and his girlfriend or his 5 other baby mamas have been doing and stuff. He if there's anybody that probably needs to step away from football, that it's him. It's insane. 3 games ain't enough for that freaking nut.
No kidding.
But I'm sorry when I said for enough for that freaking nut, you said no kidding. I'm sorry. Just ignore me. Ignore me. All right. So hot topics. Let's go ahead and do it. Take it or leave it. The Buccaneers have the best wide receiver in the NFL. Oh, we're taking.
They do.
Okay.
Bengals got the top 2, but Bucs have the best 4.
Yeah. Here's another one for you. Take it or leave it. The Patriots and Falcons won the draft.
Not the Falcons. Patriots did, though. I'd say the Patriots did. I like their draft. They focused on getting Drake May help in a great way. Protection, running game, wide receiver can't go wrong on any of those picks. Falcons, they said we needed pass rushers. They went and got pass rushers. I still think that's secondary suspect. But you still got to go to offense, I guess, around Penix.
They did get old boy that we were talking about, though, from Kansas. I think his name is Kobe Bryant. That he went undrafted that they got. I think that's his name. Let me see. Because I know we were both talking about, we were saying, like, this is a corner that, like, should have come to the NFC South, but didn't come to the NFC South in the fashion we wanted him to. Let me see. Where's our conversation at? If I can find it, jeez. All right. There we go. If I can go up and find. Yeah, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, from Kansas.
But, I mean, didn't they draft the NDSU guy, North Dakota State guy, like in the 7th round or something?
Exactly. No, he wanted them to go all offensive linemen and like defensive linemen for that draft. And
all right, that makes sense, I guess.
Which, I mean, you know what? Let's go through the Raiders draft class. So here's the Raiders draft class as it stands, and it's pretty dense, and it addresses a lot of positions, which is good. Here we go. So with this draft class, you have Ashton Jeanty at running back. Whoops. You have Jack Beck, who, I mean, that screams Tom Brady and Patriots type wide receiver. Darian Porter, pretty talented guy, likeliness to Richard Sherman.
I think Jack Beck in the 2nd round was kind of early.
Which one?
Jack Beck in the 2nd round.
Yeah, I think so too. And then they come with an offensive lineman out of Texas Tech, Caleb Rogers. Get another one out of William and Mary and Charles Grant. And then they draft 2 defensive linemen and Tonka Hemingway and then J.J. Pegas as well. And then they drafted a linebacker. And then they drafted both quarterbacks who were 2 of the top quarterbacks in the FCS. So, I mean, they're trying to find somewhat of an answer at quarterback, too.
They're trying to find a flyer.
Yeah. Which, honestly, if you want to try to get a quarterback, Montana State and North Dakota State are not bad places to look. And then Dante Thornton Jr., you have a tall wide receiver, too. I actually like this draft class from the Raiders. I do. My expectations are high for the Raiders this season. We'll see. Can they at least challenge? I should have gotten rid of that. Yeah, can they?
I like the Chargers. Chargers got good help on the offensive side. They got Amari and Hampton to be their RB1 and Trey Harris. My only thing with Trey Harris, though, sometimes he has issues with his routes, but he can catch the ball better than Quentin Johnson can.
true.
So
This is true. All right, let me bring you another one. Aaron Rodgers will dig the Steelers into a deeper hole. Take it or leave it.
taking it.
All right, this is the
This
last
can-
one. Or second
Am I
to last
taking
one.
all of them today?
We'll see. CJ Montez instantly makes FAMU a top 5 offense in the FCS.
I take it. Definitely in the SWAC. I don't know about the FCS entirely.
Yeah, that'll remain to be seen. I mean, they were what? I think fifth in the fifth in the SWAC out of, or top 3 in the SWAC out of like 12 teams. I think it was from the number I looked at.
I think it very possible, but it guaranteed for sure to SWAC.
Yeah. Well, let me double check because I know I had it in a Google Doc somewhere that I was saving. Let's see. So yeah, FAMU was 3rd offensively in the SWAC last year. So I mean, I think if CJ Montez does turn out to be what we all expect him to be, I think they could be top 1, possibly. But again, we'll see what happens.
That's my last take it or leave it before I have my rant on the NBA officiating.
Let's see. I think you're gonna probably take this one as well. The Bucks are the only team capable of stopping the tush push. I mean, unless you just dive over the top like the Commanders.
The Eagles can stop the tush push. They're the ones who created it, and the Bucks. So technically, I'll leave it.
Oh, well, hey, you found the loophole.
I found the loopholes. Like I can leave one, but I see. We have a CFL OC. Oh yeah, Chip Kelly's the OC over there. That's gonna be hilarious. Unless he's talking about
he's talking about Henry Burris.
Or he's talking about FAMU.
Oh. Yeah, he's talking about yeah, it's the yeah, because Henry Burris is calling plays this year, so I mean he can get creative and sling it downfield more now versus just relying heavily run. He can go run pass, and about maybe balance it out, go 50-50. But yeah, let's see what the Lightning do right now. I know I'm not expecting much.
The Lightning are down 4-3 at the second intermission.
That's actually pretty good. They're fighting. I'll take that.
That's still sad. Every time they score a goal, they want the Panthers score like immediately after. It's just been pathetic. Anyways, now NBA officiating, y'all should be a goddamn ashamed of themselves. They had blatant rigging in Game 5 for the Magic Celtics game. Like it wasn't even close. You watched that game. The first 2 minutes of the third quarter might be the worst officiating I've ever seen in an NBA game. Now, to be fair, I don't believe I was alive for Troy, whatever that Donahue guy was, who actually got arrested for rigging games. But Tony Brothers was 100% rigging that game for the Celtics. Like I never seen the calls he made against Paulo Banchero in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter to get him out of the game were the worst calls I've ever seen. The man literally got elbowed in the face. Jaylen Brown elbows him in the face, and they called it a foul on him, and he has his hands like this. Straight up, elbow hits him right in the chin. That's a foul on him for the 5th foul. And they reviewed only for a minute. They already knew what they were going to do. They were getting him out of that game no matter what. And mind you, the game was tied 53-53 in the third quarter when he got fouled, like when they called that 5th foul on him. Boston won, I believe, and blew that game to a 25-point lead by the time he was able to come back in the fourth quarter. They outscored the Magic, I believe, 36-13 after that, after he got fouled, after they called the foul on him.
I will say I was rooting hard for the Magic in what was it, Game 4? I think it was Game 4 Saturday night.
Yeah, Game 4 was Saturday.
Yeah, because it seemed like no matter like what happened, not the Lightning, but the Magic were right there. Then it seemed like every time the Magic would get there, the Celtics would go 2 steps further.
There was the talent difference in that, and the Magic, their management probably literally called them out after the game last night. He called them out, and there's no moral victories for making the playoffs. Y'all need to make moves. Like it was ridiculous how they won. They sat hands pat at the deadline when they could have had Kobe White, Cole Anthony, and second-round picks, and they said, "Oh no, we're getting squeezed." If you had Kobe White, I'm pretty sure you had a decent shot in the series because your defense was outstanding, and Cole Anthony was unplayable in this series. And they did not do anything about that. So when it comes to the offseason, y'all need to get 3 guys off the team. Cole Anthony needs to be one of them who needs to not be on the team next season. KCP needs to not be on the team next season. He was god-awful. Goga Batadze was unplayable in the playoffs for them and how they played. That he can't be on the team. You can probably get a good pick, a good return for Goga on a team like the Lakers or the Warriors who need a big. Goga just doesn't fit with Paulo. You can't play him and Paulo on the court at the same time, so he has no value to the team. The priority this offseason should be get Franz, get Paulo help. And any guy who can provide help, get them off the team. They're just dead weight. Cut them off.
Yeah,
the vibes can only get you so far.
Yeah, because I don't think the Magic are that far off, man. I mean, they've 2 years straight now. You've been in the playoffs, and then you've hung as tough as you can with certain teams.
The coaching has been great. Paulo's been great. Franz has his moments of greatness. Suggs last year was great. The issue is, since they drafted Paulo in 2022, they have made bad decision after bad decision in personnel. You drafted a role player 6 overall who can't dribble and can't pull up shoot, and Anthony Black, and you tried making him a point guard. He can't outplay Cole Anthony, and you had to play Corey Joseph over Anthony Black because Anthony Black can't dribble or pull up. So that's the thing. Jet Howard can't even beat out Caleb Houston for playoff minutes, and he comes in garbage time last night and hits same amount of points Caleb Houston has all series. And Caleb Houston was a net negative. He was horrendous, and yet Mose has to play him. You drafted Tristan Da Silva last year, this past draft, over Jacoby Walter and other offensive players, Yves Messi even.
Yeah,
23-year-old. He was older than both Franz and Paulo, and he was a DMP the entire playoffs. Why? What is the point of drafting a guy if he's not good enough to get into the rotation? Take a guy with upside and is actually good. Not an old guy who's not very good on anything.
I will say,
if you're good at nothing, if you're elite at nothing and good at everything, that you're just not a very good at that. Or what's the phrase exactly? If you're good at everything but good at nothing, great at nothing, you're not that great.
Well, okay, so that's if you're
no. There's a phrase. I'm forgetting the phrase and exact wording, but they were trying to use it to Doc Shader because he was good at a lot of things, but he had no one elite trait.
Okay, so
Tristan
was saying if you're great at everything, you're good at nothing.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It highlights the importance of specialization and focus in achieving mastery.
Yeah, Tristan does nothing like that, and he was a useless in the playoffs. So those guys got to be off the team. Oh yeah, jack of all trades, master of none. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the other one.
So that's the other one. Thank you very much for that one. So there's my issues with them. Corey Joseph, go off into retirement. Gary Harris, get the hell out of my town. PTO enough, get off. Get me either Jeremiah Fears, Jordan Poole, Walter Clayton, Austin Reeves. I don't care. One of them.
Walter Clayton would
Anthony
be nice.
Simons. One of them.
Walter Clayton would be nice with the Magic. I think that would be a nice pickup.
Clayton will be good. Poole, I think is the best fit, even though his contract's a little high. Jordan Poole is probably the best fit because he could dribble, he could shoot, and he could play make. Austin Reeves is a very good fit as well. I have no issues with Austin Reeves for what they need. So.
Oh, wow. Sunday it picks right back up. Whoa. Huh. All right. So let me ask you this now.
That's my tirade on the Magic.
We're already headed to I think we're going to game 6 with the Rockets and Golden State. But
you think so? Nah, I think Warriors end that tonight.
No, the Warriors are down 100 something to 80 something right now.
Oh, that game's going on right now. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it'll be a game 6 in Golden State.
Yeah, and then they'll end it. Now,
tonight might be the last night we ever see of LeBron James. Now he'll be back next year. We're not worried about that. No, I think though if the Lakers do lose to the Timberwolves tonight, I think Luka Doncic is not re-signing this season, and the Lakers are
You
going to
said
have consider. I don't think he's re-signing in LA. So the Lakers need to have serious conversations about trading him this offseason and hosting a bid for him, like how the Milwaukee's going to have Giannis. Giannis is going to be off the team in Milwaukee.
I agree.
So if you have bidding wars for both Giannis and Luka, I think that might be your best bet if you're the Lakers, because I think Luka's leaving tied to the Nuggets or Magic is going to be one of the best things for them. Either one.
Yeah, because I mean, it makes no sense for you to go get Luka and make this high-powered run in the West, and then only for you to possibly look at getting bounced in the first round. That's insane to me.
See, I
Now,
only took the Lakers. I honestly only took the Lakers. I thought the rest were going to carry the Lakers through it, but I figured
there
that
you go,
was a
guys.
possibility they could. I thought it was going to be either Wolves in 5 or it's going to be Lakers in 7 off BS. But Lakers trading Luka to the Bucks for Giannis, that could work. But I think for Giannis, you're gonna have to include stuff with Luka. I'm gonna be real. I don't think you can do Luka for Giannis 1-for-1.
Now let me ask you this: do you think the Pistons get it done in New York tomorrow?
The Pistons?
Yeah, it's Pistons and Knicks in New York. Game 6 tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Knicks win it tomorrow. Now, Pistons. I want the Pistons to win it because I don't like New York, but New York is just frauds. My Knicks win by 6. I'm gonna take. You know, just because you said Knicks win by 6, I'm gonna take Pistons. I'm gonna take Pistons by 2 because the Pistons got robbed in Game 5. I think it's gonna be actually a blowout.
They did.
Give me a Pistons route. Actually, I'll take Pistons by 15.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Pistons are gonna come out mad from what happened in Game 5. They got robbed in Game 5.
Bet y'all won't bet it on Hard Rock Bets though. Let me stop. Let me chill. Let me chill out.
Now, I will say though, Nuggets, Clippers have not disappointed. James Harden's selling hard though.
It has not.
That Aaron Gordon buzzer beating dunk was crazy though.
That was that the series where that happened? Was it? Was it that one? Oh yeah, it was that one. Yes, I was amazed by that. I was sitting there. I was like, wait a minute, did this ball go in? I was like, oh, it went in. What? I couldn't believe it.
Jokic airballed that so bad too. That was the funny part. And Gordon just caught it and dunked it like an alley-oop almost.
Man, you talk about a painful way to lose. Like that game, and then even like the
And then Harden choked last game.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, tonight will be interesting. So will tomorrow. And then Sunday, of course, is game 1 between the Cavs and the Pacers. So I guess we could do that pick now. So who are we rolling with? Cavs or Pacers?
Cavs. By 5. I'll give the Pacers a game. I think Cavs in 5 though.
Cavs in 5? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go Cavs. I'm gonna go Cavs in 6. They got to ban old boy's dad from courtside though. They do, because that shouldn't have happened. But yeah, we go Cavs. You said in 5. Okay. Yeah, we go Cavs in 6. But perfect. All right, we can go wrap this bad boy up tonight. Out the way before minute 30 or an hour 30. Yeah, not bad. Better. We're getting there.
We're trying to shorten.
Slowly but surely.
With that being said, guys, thank you for another great episode of the Run and Gun Podcast. I hope you enjoyed as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. That being said, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow it as we try to bring more guests and more content to you.
Yes. Hopefully we will have a guest next week, possibly. Who? or who or what, we don't know. But we will try to get a guest.
A what? How can you have a what as a gift, bro? Come on.
Hey, look, you got people out here talking about fighting a gorilla. That should have been a hot topic for tonight. Fighting 100.
Hey, you want to make that a quick hot topic, bro? I'm debating if I should say it or not. I'm gonna tell you that one off air.
Talking about what? Talking about, oh, how can you have a what? I mean, you literally got people out here talking about, oh, we could fight a gorilla and we might win, but we got to send people in waves and some of them might die. Like, come on. If you
100 humans bare knuckled versus a gorilla, I don't think they can beat them.
I don't
bare knuckle. I don't think you can beat a gorilla with your bare knuckles.
Dude, I told one of our followers on X, I said, look, the only animals you will ever see me fighting maybe is a fox, or we're talking maybe a 3-foot alligator. If it's over 3 feet, no, euthanize that bad boy. But I'll get in the mud and wrestle a 3-foot alligator. Anything over that, you got not doing it. Not doing it. You got to pick and choose your battles out here, man. A gorilla. Yes. Just bold.
I can't believe that just got so many thinking about it. That was like the craziest part about it. So many people talked about it. But well, yeah, that being said, guys, that's for us tonight. I gotta tell JPeeps what I'm thinking in my head, so we gotta say that off air. I'm not saying that on air. So thank you so much for a great episode, guys. We'll see you next week, and good night. Stay safe.